Well, good afternoon. This is Kent Blaylock with SDG Replays. I hope everyone is doing well this afternoon. I'm kind of excited. It has been a while since I have streamed. Kind of took a break from it. No particular reason, just wanted to get kind of into deeper into the season with my replay of Payoff Pitch, which I am doing now. I am actually 56 games in to the season now, and I'm replaying the 1979 season with the Pittsburgh Pirates being the team that I've chosen to do the replay. And I chose that because in 1979, I was just fresh into becoming a teenager. At 13, kind of got caught up into the We Are Family craze that was the Pittsburgh Pirates with Pop Stargell and the whole crew, and just really enjoyed that team. Not a Pittsburgh Pirates fan. I'm a Cleveland Indians fan because my grandfather was in their system in 1945, actually played spring training in 45 and blew out his rotator cuff in spring training in 45, and that was the end of his baseball career. Rotator cuff in 45 was basically the end of a pitcher, so that's I still have an allegiance to the Cleveland Indians, so I suffer along in misery because of it. We were wanting a championship to come home to Cleveland, even though I'm here in North Carolina. If you'll just bear with me, I am penciling in the information on the fielders. As we're going to get into this game. Today's game is going to be played from June 15th, 1979. That's going to see the Pittsburgh Pirates visiting the Los Angeles Dodgers. At this time in the season, in this replay, the Pirates are playing lights out baseball. They're at 40-16. They're up 9 games in the NL East over the Mets. The surprise Mets, who are at 31-25. The Mets in '79 only won 63 games, so they're far exceeding what was expected. As right now, the Pirates in '79, of course, went on to win the World Series in that 7-game series. I believe who was it against? The Cardinals. See the Cardinals or the Orioles. I'd have to look. I know it was 7 games, and they are right now exceeding the play in real life. They won right at 60% of their games. Right now, they're at 714 winning percentage, so they're 100 points up in that winning. And so far, the only way I can explain that is the pitching for the Pirates has been lights out. In most categories, in ERA and WHIP, the Pittsburgh Pirates lead the majors, both national and American leagues. So they've been playing exceptionally with exceptional pitching. Which has been interesting to watch. Also hitting the ball well, 68 home runs in 56 games. So hitting the ball fairly well as well. I don't know if there's any homerism that is causing that, because again, like I said, even though I picked the Pirates, I'm not a Pirates fan, so I try to manage both teams fairly equally. So Who knows? It's just the roll of the dice, and that's what we see going on. Bear with me just a few more minutes as I pencil these in. Should have done this before I went on the air, but it slipped my mind. Unfortunately. So you all have to bear with me. Just some things in the National League West where the Dodgers are 36-28. They're 3 games back of Cincinnati, trailing 3 games back in the West. They're at a 563 winning percentage. So they're right in the thick of things in the West. So this should be a good game. The Pirates at this time in the season, after 56 games, have hit 68 home runs. The Dodgers are right behind them with 65. So this is both teams who hit the long ball pretty well. So this could make for an exciting game as both of them hit the long ball. And one more to fill in, and then we'll get this game started. This will make things a little easier as we get into the game. What I am intending to do is I'm just going to roll the dice. I have been keeping up with the stats for this game with PC Replay Baseball. Today I'm just going to keep them on the score sheet over here to the side, and then just re-enter them when we finish the game. So let me give you the starting lineup for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Leading off and playing center field, Omar Moreno, batting .311 with 4 home runs and 28 RBIs. Batting in the second spot, Tim Foley at shortstop, batting .297 with no home runs and 11 RBIs. Dave Parker batting in the third spot, batting .349 with 17 home runs and 62 RBIs. He is a threat, a Triple Crown threat. Jim Rice is leading in most categories, but Parker's not far behind. Willie Stargell batting in the cleanup spot, Pops batting .243 with 9 home runs and 32 RBIs. Followed by John Milner playing left field, Stargell playing first. Milner batting .239 with 7 home runs and 18 RBIs. Followed by Phil Garner playing third base, batting .321 with 6 home runs and 22 RBIs. And then Ed Ott in the 7th position, playing catcher, batting .301 with 2 home runs and 16 RBIs. And batting in the 8th spot is Rennie Stennett, second baseman, batting .229 with 1 home run and 13 RBIs. Pitching today for the Pittsburgh Pirates will be Burt Blyleven. At this time of the season, he's got a 3.58 ERA with a 1.28 whip and 50 strikeouts. And I forgot to get how many the win and loss. Maybe we can look at that later. But we will get the starting lineups for the Dodgers as they come up to bat in the bottom of the first. But let's get started into this game. Leading off for the Pittsburgh Pirates, Omar Moreno. Pitching for the Dodgers will be Don Sutton. Sutton on the season, regular season in '79, was 12-15 with a 3.82 ERA. Here in the replay, he is slightly over 4.01 ERA with a 1.22 whip and 69 strikeouts. So Omar Moreno steps to the plate. Here's your pitch. That's a tough 88. And that will be a sharply hit ball to second, but up with it is Davey Lopes. Over to first for the 4-3 putout, and out number 1. That brings Tim Foley to the plate. as Don Sutton toes the rubber. Here's the pitch. It's in play 69. In play 69 to Foley. He lifts one into center field. Gary Tomlinson settles underneath it for the F8 putout. 2 up, 2 down as Dave Parker steps to the plate. The dangerous Dave Parker, who I said 16 home runs with 62 RBIs in 56 games, is swinging the bat pretty well at a 349 clip. That's a ballpark, and Dodger Stadium is very kind, 81 to right-hand batters and 73 to left-handers. So this will be a wheelhouse for Dave Parker. Dave Parker against right-handers, not as good against left, but we'll see. And it's a wheelhouse 60, and he gets it. He hits it sharply opposite field, going back to the warning track, but not deep enough as Dodger Stadium keeps it in for the F7 putout. And 3 up, 3 down as we go to the bottom half. Davey Lopes steps up to the plate for the Dodgers. Pitching again for the Pirates is Bert Blyleven, who in the season in 79 was 12-5 with a 3.60 ERA. He is almost exactly at this in the replay. He's at 3.58 with a 1.28 whip with 50 strikeouts so far in the season. Davey Lopes steps up to the plate. He batted .284 so far in this replay with 11 home runs and 35 RBIs. Lopes steps to the plate. Here's the pitch from Blyleven. That's a patient 65 to Davey Lopes from a right-hander, and he will be walked, so that's a free pass for Lopes. The base on balls for Lopes. The 9 on the dice roll will not allow him to have a jump. One of the things that will be going on today because of Ferguson catching, he has an arm rating of 4. If the Pirates get on base, they will be running with the weak arm from Ferguson at 4. Ed Ott is a 3, which makes it a little bit more difficult for the Dodgers, but we will see. Stepping up to the plate for the Dodgers, Bill Russell, batting .260 with 2 home runs and 16 RBIs. Here comes the pitch. That's a tough 0-7, and he strikes him out. So Russell goes down on strikes. That leaves Lopes on first with 1 out, runner on first, as Reggie Smith comes to the plate. Smith, in our replay so far, is batting .303 with 3 home runs and 15 RBIs. Here comes the pitch from Blyleven. That's a tough 40 from Blyleven, and he strikes him out. Second strikeout in a row from Blyleven as Smith hacks away. That brings up Steve Garvey, the ever popular Steve Garvey, to the ladies in a lot of land. Steve Garvey steps to the plate. He's batting .321 with 6 RBIs, 6 home runs, excuse me, and 34 RBIs. Here's the pitch from Blyleven. Got a leaner. That's a tough 73. That's going to be lifted into center field for the 3rd out as Omar Moreno settles underneath it for out number 3. And we go to the 2nd with our score 0-0. As Willie Stargell will step into the batter's box for the Pirates. Sutton into the stretch. Stargell so far in this replay is at .243 with 9 home runs and 32 RBIs. Sutton into the stretch. Here's the pitch. It's a ballpark 79. Against the left-hander, that's going to be in play, an in-play roll for Willie Stargell. In play, 0-1 for Willie Stargell. Quite the roll as Stargell steps up and hits a lead-off double to start out the second inning. Stargell safely on at second as he laced that one. There's a drive off the wall in right field. As he's safely on at second, John Milner steps to the plate. Milner batting .239 with 7 home runs and 18 RBIs in this replay as Don Sutton goes into windup, checking Stargell, who is no threat whatsoever to run, to steal. Milner takes a look at it. It's a wheelhouse, 83 to Milner. He hits it sharply to second. There will be the 4-3, but with the wheelhouse, that's going to move Stargell over to third, and Milner out on the 4-3 putout as Phil Garner steps to the plate. Garner swinging the bat well, batting .324 with 6 home runs and 22 RBIs. Garner swinging the bat well as Sutton brings the pitch. It's going to be a tough 84 to Garner. That's grounded too short. Russell glances over to Stargell, holds him on third as he fires the ball over to first. So with 2 down, Stargell standing on third. Ed Ott steps to the plate. Ott batting .301 with 2 home runs and 16 RBIs as Pop Stargell's wanting to cross the plate. Here's the pitch to Ott. It's a patient 75 as Ott takes a swing at it. He lifts it into center field. Gary Tomlinson settling underneath it for the third out in the F8 putout, and that leaves Pop Stargell stranded on third as we go to the bottom of the second. Our score still scoreless. As Ron Say, the original Penguin, I think that's what they used to call him, stepping to the plate. Ron Say in this replay batting .280 with 11 home runs and 38 RBIs. Swinging the bat well as Ron Say. As Blyleven goes into his wind-up, here's the pitch. This will be a defensive check, 79. I don't need to check it because the highest on the range is a 64 for a hit, and for an error, it's 48. It will be an error check on the shortstop, but Tim Foley makes the play easily, making a great stab at it, grabs that hot, warm burner over to first for the 6-3 putout as Ron Say is out by a couple steps, as he's only a run of 5, not fleet of foot to get him by a step or 2 as Dusty Baker steps to the plate, batting .218 with 5 home runs and 17 RBIs. Excuse me, 39 RBIs with 12 home runs. I was looking at Thomason's. Here is Dusty Baker as he steps to the plate. Blyleven with the pitch. That's a tough 50 to Baker. Baker takes that pitch, and he's lined it into left field for a one-out single. Dusty Baker on first. And he's no threat to steal. He will not have the jump, as the roll is a 7 and his rating is a 3. Thomason steps to the plate. His double play rating is a 5. Blyleven's an 8, so anything 5 and under could possibly be a double play. But that roll of 12 will not do it. That's a wheelhouse 78 for Thomason. He will lift it into center field, but that cannot move Baker over. No tagging up from first with the F8 put out. 2 down with Baker on first as Joe Ferguson steps to the plate. Ferguson batted .252 with 11 home runs and 33 RBIs. Here's the pitch from Blyleven. Ferguson takes his swing at it. It's a tough 31. And he strikes him out. Third strikeout for Blyleven as Ferguson takes the walk of shame back to the dugout. And we go to the third with our game still scoreless here in LA at Dodger Stadium. Don Stutton's still on the mound for the Dodgers as Rennie Stennett steps in for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Stennett on the season batting .229 with a home run and 13 RBIs. Here's the pitch from Sutton. That's going to be an in play, 22 for Rennie Stennett. From the right-hander, that will be a single by Stennett, who with a leadoff single is safely on first, with Bert Blyleven coming to the plate. Blyleven hitting off the number 5 pitcher hitting card. And he's a B bunter. I'm not going to bunt until maybe the 5th. I think I've heard that from other players online, and I think I'll adopt that. Blyleven will swing away, hitting from the 5 hitters card. It's an in play, 22. And if he would have been a left-hander, that would have been a good hit, but that'll just be a pop-up to second for Blyleven for 1 out. Runner on first as Omar Marino steps back to the plate. And my dogs are barking at the mailman. Here's the pitch from Sutton as Marino digs in. Marino grounded out to second his first time up. And here's the pitch. It's going to be a defensive check, and this time it might be a problem. It's a low roll of 23. It's going to be a defensive error check on the first baseman. Garvey has an error rating of 4. It's 1 to 21, and he passes the test. He makes the play and has to range over towards second, makes the play as Sutton moves over to first. He tosses the ball over for the 3-1 put out. And out number 2 as Marino is out by half a step as he moves down to base pass pretty quickly. But that will move Stennett over to second with two down. Runner in scoring position. Tim Foley comes up to the plate. Here's the pitch to Foley from Sutton. Foley flew out to center field his first time up. This time It's a tough 0-1, and that usually means a strikeout, even for the tough to strike out Foley. Foley's strikeouts are only 1 to 5 from lefties and 1 to 9 from righties, so it's tough to get him, but with a roll of 0-1, you're going to get anybody. So that's out number 3, and we go to the bottom of the third, still scoreless here in LA, as Davey Lopes steps to the plate. Blyleven toeing the rubber. Excuse me, it's Sutton. Don Sutton stepping to the plate. Could not find my second pitcher hitting card, so I'm having to use it for both because both are 5 hitters. So Don Sutton stepping to the plate, hitting off the number 5 hitting card. Here's a pitch from Blyleven to his counterpart. Sutton digging in. That's a patient 0-5. And he will walk Don Sutton to lead off the third. That's one thing you don't want to do, is walk the pitcher. As Sutton moves down to first base, Davey Lopes steps in. Lopes, his first time up, got on with a base on balls. So Lopes steps in. Blyleven with the pitch. It's an in play 50. And this could be if it's on the ground, it could be a double play. It is. It's grounded to third. Up with it is Garner. Over to second. Who's my second baseman? I forget. Over to Stennett. To Stargell for the 5-4-3 double play. So the double play takes the runner off the base path as Bill Russell steps to the plate. Bert Blyleven toeing the rubber. Here is the pitch. It's a patient 32 to Russell. And that will be a 2-out single by Russell, as he's now safely on first base. And he will be no threat to steal as Reggie Smith steps in. Smith, his first time out, struck out as Blyleven brought the nasty breaking ball. But here's Smith on his second time up. It's a patient 34, and it will be another walk from Blyleven as we now have runners on first and second with 2 outs. And Steve Garvey, the dangerous Steve Garvey, stepping to the plate. Blyleven with the pitch. Garvey digging in. He flew out to center field his first time up. Here's the pitch. It's going to be a wheelhouse, 28 to Garvey, and that is bad news for the Pirates, as Garvey has taken Blyleven's offering and he has deposited in the cheap seats. Home run, 3-run shot by Steve Garvey, as the Dodgers now lead 3-0, and their home crowd is going crazy. It is now 3-0 Dodgers here in the bottom of the third, as Garvey deposited in the cheap seats there in Dodger Stadium, as Ron Say steps in, enjoying the high fives that he's just given Steve Garvey as he's waiting in the batter's box. Ron Say steps in. Blyleven shaking his head in disgust. Here's the pitch. It's a patient 68. And that's going to be another hit. Ron Say with the single, as the hit parade continues for the Dodgers, as they've broken through on Blyleven. Can Blyleven settle down as Dusty Baker steps in? Baker singled his last time up. Can he continue his hit parade as Blyleven is looking to stop the bleeding here in the bottom of the third? That's going to be a defensive check. And it could be trouble. It's going to be a defensive check on the shortstop. Defensive check on Tim Foley, who is a 4, 1-21 in its era. That's well outside of that, as Foley up with it takes the short route over to second for the 6-4 put out, and out number 3. And we go to the 4th with the Dodgers now up 3-0 on that Steve Garvey 3-run shot that has broken loose this game, as Dave Parker steps in now for the Pirates, who are trailing 3-0 here in Los Angeles. Here's the pitch, and it is a wheelhouse 49 for Dave Parker against a righty. That will be a lead-off single by Parker, who's safely on first base. That'll bring up Willie Stargell. Stargell will be swinging away. There will be no bunting by Willie Stargell, who flew out to left field his first time up. Excuse me, he drew a base on balls and made his way to third base, but was left stranded there in the first. Or was that the second? That was the second, excuse me. Here's come the pitch from Sutton, Stargell. And it's another wheelhouse. This time it's a wheelhouse to Pop Stargell, and he has crushed it. His wheelhouse is a 1-69. That roll of 53 is well within it. And all of a sudden, the Pirates are right back in this game. It's now 3-2 with that 2-run shot by Pop Stargell. And this game is now razor thin as John Milner steps back to the plate. 3-2 as Milner steps up. 2 runs have crossed the plate. Still no outs here in the top of the 4th. Here's the pitch. That's an in play, 63 to Milner. That'll be a ground ball to short. Bill Russell up with it over to first to Garvey for the 6-3 put out, and out number 1 as Phil Garner steps to the plate. Garner grounded out to short his first time up. Don Sutton getting his wits back about him after he watched that ball go over the fence by the old man Stargell. Here's the pitch to Garner. It's a patient 43 to Phil Garner. And he will take that offering, and with no one on, Garner now standing on first base with a single that brings up Ed Ott. Ed Ott flew out to center field his last time up. As he looks at Phil Garner standing on first, he hopes to move him over with this just 1 out. And there's a good chance he will, but it's a tough 0-1, and he strikes him out. So with 2 down and a runner on first, Rennie Stennett steps back to the plate. Stennett singled his last time up. Here's the pitch to Stennett. That's a ballpark 57. That's going to be a wheelhouse for Stennett. Stennett does not have any home run power, so it's got to be a roll of 28 or less. And it is. It's a 00. So we go to the rare play chart with a roll of 8. Let me get my chart out. Rare play. Runner on. Pitcher with a wild pitcher rating of 30-31 or higher. Says pitcher with a wild pitcher rating of 30 or 31 or higher sends a pitch to the backstop. Sutton does not have one. It says otherwise, D or F catcher misses pitch. My catcher Ferguson is a D, so this is going to just be an E2. That's going to allow Garner to move over, and Stennett will still get to swing. So here's the pitch again to Stennett. That will just be considered a ball and a error on the catcher who let the pass ball by. Now Stennett gets to swing away. That's an in play, 45. That'll be a ground ball to third, over to first for the 5-3 put out, and that will end our inning, but not after 2 runs come across. And we go to the bottom of the 4th with our score 3-2, Los Angeles, in a tightly contested game, which saw home runs break this game open from a pitcher's duel now to a hitter's duel, as Thomason comes up to the plate here in the bottom of the 4th with their score 3-2. Here's the pitch from Blyleven. It's a tough 92. That'll be a fly ball to right field. Dave Parker settles underneath it for the F9 put out, and out number 1. As Joe Ferguson comes to the plate. Ferguson, his first time up, struck out as he got fooled by the breaking ball from Blyleven, but Ferguson ready to take his swings now as Blyleven brings the pitch. That's an in play, 21 from Ferguson. That will be a single from Ferguson. A single that he hits opposite field for a 1-out single. And that will bring Don Sutton to the plate. Hitting off the number 5 pitcher hitting card, Sutton steps in. Here is the pitch from Blyleven to his counterpart, who walked his last time up. He walked him. This time it's an in-play 87. And it's grounded too short. Up with it is Foley, over to Stennett, over to Stargell for the 6-4-3 double play. And we will go to the 5th now with our score still 3-2. Dodgers, as the Pirates close out that inning with a 6-4-3 double play. And leading off here in the 5th will be Bert Blyleven. Blyleven can go 7, so do we pitch hit for him now, because, or do we want to get another inning out of him? 3-2. This is when I wish somebody was in the chat to give me advice here. I think I'm going to go ahead and let him swing away. Get another inning out of him. No, I'm not. I'm going to pinch hit for him. Bring in a pinch hitter. Going against the righty. Need a good lefty. Off to my bench. I don't believe Bill Madlock was on the squad at that time. Nor Tavares. Bring in Manny Sanguillen. Or do I bring in Robinson? Sanguillen. Manny Sanguillen will come in to pitch hit for Blyleven. Here in the 5th. Pulled him early, but I think it's what I need to do. All right, Sanguillen steps in. Don Sutton looking at the pinch hitters, saying, I'm going to sit you down as well. Here's the pitch. It's an in play, 25 from Sanguillen, and he comes in and he gets the job done as he singles here in the top of the 5th as he pinch hits for Bert Blyleven. That now will bring Omar Marino up. Marino with a runner on. Looks to take his swings. Here is the pitch. It's in play, 25 to Marino. That'll be a single for Marino. It's a line drive into center field. Runner on first will advance a base. So it's a standard single, which will move Sanguillen over to second, while Marino is safely on at first. So with no outs, we have runners on first and second as Tim Foley steps up. Sutton with the pitch. Here's the pitch. That's a patient 12. That will be a walk, and we have the bases loaded now as Sutton has got himself into trouble, got himself into a jam here. Whoops. Ahead of myself. Here in the top of the 5th, can he pitch himself out of it as they start warming up in the bullpen? Dave Parker steps in. Think they'll put their double plate depth. Just try to get the out. Allow a run if they need be. That's a tough 81. That's a fly ball into center field. With the tough, it's not going to allow anybody to move as Sanguillen is held at third. Sanguillen's run rating of 4 is going to leave him there as the F8 put out about number 1 as Willie Stargell steps back up. Stargell hit a home run his last time up. Can he do it again with bases loaded and make this Pop Stargell Day at Dodger Stadium? Boos Stargell as he steps to the plate. That's another ballpark roll. That 9 on Sutton's card's problematic. And that's 69. That will bring it within the wheelhouse. So we got Pop Stargell stepping to the plate with another wheelhouse, and he is 1-69. And this is another home run, and he may just have himself a 6 RBI day so far. Here's the pitch to Stargell, and it's a 52. He has done it again. Pop Stargell, with his second back-to-back home run, has put it in the seats. And that is going to be all for Don Sutton, as he is going to be yanked now because he's officially fatigued. And it's all of a sudden now it's a 6-3 game as Stargell has crushed the ball and put it into the cheap seats. Now we need to find somebody to replace Don Sutton as we're facing lefty, righty, lefty. Let's go to the bench and see if we can find a good left-hander to bring in. That'll be it for today for Don Sutton. He has been run off by the hitting of Pop Stargell. Who should I bring in? This is tough for me. I don't know much about the Dodgers from '79. Brett's got a pretty good looking car. It's going to be a lot of in play. It's either him or Roos. Let's go with Ken Brett. Ken Brett now come in. Coming in the 5th. With 1 out, base is now clear after the Pop Stargell grand slam home run. Pop Stargell has accounted for all 6 runs for the Pirates today as he's broken out this afternoon. As John Milner steps to the plate, Ken Brett brings the pitch. It's an in play, 44. That'll be a ground out to third. Ron Say up with it, over to first for the 5-3 put out, and out number 2 as Phil Garner steps back to the plate. Garner singled his last time up. He's 1 for 2 for the day. Here's the pitch from Brett. It's going to be a tough 54 to Phil Garner from the lefty. If it had been a righty, that would have been a base hit, but it's just another grounder over to Say at third, who fires it over to Garvey at first for the 5-3 put out, and out number 3. And we go to the bottom of the 5th, but not after a whole lot of damage done by Mr. Pop Stargell. And I need a new pitcher for the Pittsburgh Pirates as Davey Lope steps up. And it looks like I'll bring in another right-hander. I think at this time in the game, I'm going to bring in Enrique Romo and save Colby possibly to close it out. Romo is fatigue is long, so he can go as many as 3 innings, so he can go into the 8th and possibly the 9th if he has not allowed any runs. So here we go. Lopes to the plate here in the 5th. Bottom of the 5th. Here's a pitch from Romo. Lopes stepping in. It's an in play 20 from Davey Lopes. From the righty, that's a single by Lopes, who leads off with a single. And that's just outside of his jump rating as Bill Russell steps to the plate. Russell is a big danger to hit into a double play. That his double play rating is a 9. Romo's is an 8. Anything 8 and under, ground ball. And it is a 5. It's a patient 15. And for Russell, that will be a double. And it's going to be a double opposite field shot. And it will score Lopes from first. So a double by Russell scores Lopes as he hit that one off the wall in left center field. And so here in the top of the 5th, with no outs and a runner across, man on second, Reggie Smith steps in. Romo starting out shakily. Here's the pitch. It's another patient 31. He is struggling. That's a base on balls. We have runners on first and second with no outs. And Steve Garvey's stepping to the plate. Can he do what Pops did? Can he get them right back in it? Here comes a pitch to Garvey. That doesn't look good. It's again a patient, but it's a patient 89. That's grounded to short. He'll toss it over to second for the 6-4 put out. So it's a fielder's choice, the 6-4 put out, but that will move Russell over to third. So with one out, we have runners on the corners with a run already crossed here. Here in the bottom of the 5th, that'll bring Ron Say to the plate. Runners on the corner. Say swings away. It's going to be a tough 42. And he strikes him out. First strikeout for Romo. As now we have 2 outs with runners on the corner. And Dusty Baker stepping to the plate. Baker hit into a double play, or hit into a force out his last time up. Here's the pitch to Baker. It's going to be a wheelhouse to Baker, but it's a wheelhouse 85. That is going to be a well-hit ball. It's hit, but he gets the top of it. It grounds it to short, sharply hit to short, but Foley's up with it, goes over to first for the 6-3 put out to end our inning, but not after another run comes across. So after 5, our score stands 6-4. Pittsburgh Pirates coming back to the plate. As Ken Brett back on the mound for the Dodgers. Brett can go long. He's so far faced 2 batters, so he could possibly go into the 9th. Garner stepping up to the plate. No, Garner's the one that said Ott stepping to the plate. Excuse me, about messed that up. Ott stepping to the plate. He struck out his last time up. Ott, as Brett brings the pitch. It's a tough 56. And that will be a single by Ed Ott as he leads off with a single. Good swing of the bat by Ott, who fought off that tough pitch and dropped it into left field as Rennie Stennett steps to the plate. Stennett with a runner on. Ott no threat to steal. Stennett looks for the pitch. Brett delivers. It's an in-play 20. In-play 20 from Stennett. That will be another single. It's a grounder up the middle into center field. That will move Ott over to second. So with no outs, we have runners again on first and second with Enrique Romo coming to the plate. This will be a time when Romo will lay down the bunt. He's an A bunter, so let's flip it. An A bunter, it is a sacrifice hit to the pitcher. That will move both runners. So that's an SH1. That's why I score it for out number 1. But we now have runners on second and third with Omar Moreno coming to the plate. Good bunt laid down by Romo. And coming to the plate, Omar Moreno, who singled his last time up. Here's the pitch to Moreno. It is an in-play 18 to Moreno from the lefty. That will be a single by Moreno. A long single into the gap in center field. Runner on first advances 1 base. Runner on second, 1 base plus. Now let me check if I want to send him. What is... well, Ott will score. Stennett runs at a 7. It's hit into center field. Center fielder's arm is a 5. I think at this time I'm just going to hold him at third, not risk it. So Moreno with the single moves, gets the RBI and moves Stennett over to third with 1 out. And Tim Foley stepping to the plate. Here's the pitch from Brett. He's seeing himself into trouble now. He will not make it into the 9th. That's an in-play 66. So with 2 outs, Stennett on third and Moreno on first. Dave Parker steps to the plate. That's an in-play 48 for Parker. And he pops it up to short for the P6 put out. And that will end the top of the 6th. With another run coming across. We're a 7-4 lead for the Pittsburgh Pirates here in LA as Gary Thomason steps to the plate. Enrique Romo moving back up. Romo allowed 1 run in the last inning. See if he can... I got to put Romo in the 5th. Forgot to do that. Here's a pitch to Thomason from Romo. That's a tough 81. That's be a ground ball to second. Stennett up with it over to first for the 4-3 put out. And out number one here in the sixth. Joe Ferguson steps to the plate. Ferguson singled his last time up. Here's the pitch. It's another tough roll, tough 61. But for Ferguson, that's within his single rating, so he hits it, he takes that pitch and bloops it into right field for a one-out single, and that's going to bring the pitcher back up, Brett, and that's going to be all for Brett as well, as we'll bring in a pinch hitter, as if we can find another lefty. Not many lefties in the lineup. Vaughn Joshua against righties, 126 plate appearances, 302 average. Bring him in. I don't know why I put Vaughn Joshua. Coming in the sixth. Getting to the pitchers early here for the Dodgers. Here's the pitch from Romo. That's a tough 95. That'd be a fly ball into right field for the F9 putout for out number 2. As Davey Lope steps up, that leaves Ferguson on first with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. It's a tough 25, and he strikes him out. So we go to the 7th with our score 7-4, Pittsburgh. So now we'll need to find another pitcher, as Brett is out here. And this time we'll bring in Royce. All right, here's the pitch from Royce. Stargell stepping in. That's an in play, 14 for Willie Stargell. Stargell against the lefty. That will be a single by Stargell, as Stargell has hit the ball well today. Leadoff single by Stargell brings up John Milner, who is a small threat hitting a double play with a 6. Here's the pitch. No chance of that. In play, 60. It'll be grounded to short. It'll be a fielder's choice, as over to second. Gets the slow running Stargell, fielder's choice for Milner. It's 1 out, 1 on. As Phil Garner steps to the plate. Here's the pitch from Garner, from Royce, whatever. In play, 28 from the lefty, and that will be a single from Garner. This is a soft blooper into left field. That will move Milner over to third. And Garner on first. Runners on the corners as Ed Ott steps to the plate. Ed Ott to the plate. Roy's trying to pitch himself out of this problem. Here's the pitch to Ott. It's in play, 44. Will be a pop-up to short. P6 put out will not allow anybody to move forward. Just what he wanted, or just what Jerry wanted, whatever his last name, however you pronounce it. Roos. Rennie Stennett back up. Singled his last time up. Here is the pitch. That's a defensive check. It would be a defensive check on the third baseman. Range check on the third baseman. Oh, man. I wish my eyes were better. Ron Say is a C. Range check at C, 1-45, and it's a hit. The roll is a 31. It does get by. It is a hit. Getting by the third baseman. That will be a double as it gets into the corner. Double will score Milner and move Garner over to third. As Rennie Stennett hits the double, and that'll bring Enrique Romo to the plate. With the 4-run lead, Romo will stay in and hit. He hits off the number 7 card. I haven't even pulled that yet. Here's the pitch. In play, 90. Grounded to short, 6-4-3. And that will end our inning. 6-3, excuse me, not 6-4-3. And that will close out the inning, but not after another run comes across for the Pirates, as they go up now 8-4 here in LA. As we go to the bottom of the 7th. Take me out to the ball game plays as Bill Russell steps to the plate in front of a very unhappy Dodger Stadium. As Enrique Romo brings the pitch. Here's the pitch from Romo. That's a tough 24 to Russell from the right-hander. And Russell takes that pitch and he line drives it into the alley in center field for a leadoff double from Bill Russell. The hitting's been good by both teams today, but the scoring, when Pop Stargell is responsible for 6 runs on 2 home runs, it does put you a little bit behind the 8 ball if you're the Dodgers. That's a defensive check on my second baseman. And I wish my eyes were better. My second baseman is Stennett. It's a range check. He's a D. He's a range check of D, a 1-55. It's a hit. It's a 53. It will be a hit. It gets by Stennett, who cannot get it. It's a single +1. So that will score Russell from second and move Reggie Smith over to second himself. I believe I read that right, but Garvey stepping up to the plate. No outs yet. Run across, runner on second. Here's the pitch to Garvey. That's a ballpark, 25. That's going to be a wheelhouse for Garvey. That's a wheelhouse 72, which is too high. He gets it, hits it deep into center field. Will move Smith over to third, but that will be an F8 putout by Omar Moreno. As Ron Say steps to the plate. Runner on third. Say stepping in. Romo looking to get out of the inning. Here's the pitch. That's a patient 23. And he walks Ron Say, so we got runners on the corners for Romo. As Dusty Baker steps to the plate. Here's the pitch to Baker. Romo. Again, another ballpark. That's 87 this time. That's going to be an in-play to Dusty Baker. An in-play 31 to Baker against a righty will be a pop-up to second for the out number 2 with runners on the corner. Gary Thomason stepping up. That's a tough 54. And he strikes him out to end the inning, but not after another run comes across. So we go to the 8th with the Pirates up 8-5. Jerry Roos will go in the 8th as Omar Moreno steps to the plate. Here is the pitch. In play, 24 to Moreno from a lefty. That will be a single by Moreno. He is on first base with the opportunity to steal against the weak-armed. He's a B. A B4 is an excellent chance to steal. He's got the jump, so off he goes with the excellent chance, and he is safe. Stolen base by Moreno. His first of the game and his 34th on the season. As Tim Foley steps up with Moreno. Whoops. Did that on the wrong line. I needed to be up top. I'm about to start the bottom. All right. Foley steps in. He flew out to left his last time up. Here's the pitch. That's an in-play 54. It's grounded to second. Be a 4-3, but that will move the speedster Moreno over to third. He will not be caught with the 8. Dave Parker now stepping up with Moreno's on third. That's a patient 76. It's a fly ball into center field. It's a short fly ball. Unfortunately, that will not move Marino home on the short fly, as with 2 outs, runner on third. Stargell steps up, having a big day today. Here's the pitch to Stargell. That's a tough 28, and I know Stargell's card, that is a strikeout for Stargell. On his tough column, he's easy to strike out, especially with the lefty. It's 1-88 strikeout. So that will end the 8th. The top of the 8th as we go to the bottom of the 8th. This is probably going to be Romo's last inning to pitch. We'll bring Jacoby in for the 9th to close it out if necessary. Ferguson steps up. Here's the pitch to Ferguson. That is a tough 79. Be a fly ball to center field for out number 1. And that will bring up the pitcher spot. And so we're going to have another pinch hitter going against a righty. Now, who's that behind here? Rick Monday. Rick Monday will come in. Monday coming in here in the 8th to pinch hit. Here's the pitch. It's a patient, but it's a patient 95 for Monday, who only hits against, it seems he only hits against righties. But that will be an F9 for out number 2 here in the 8th. That brings up Davey Lopes against Romo. It's going to be a ballpark, 27. That's going to be the wheelhouse for Davey Lopes. Wheelhouse 53 against a righty, and that is too high as he grounds it to third for the 5-3 putout. And out number 3. So we go to the 9th with the Pirates up 8-5. 9th inning. Roos has pitched well, so he will pitch into the 9th. He hasn't allowed any runs across, so he's still good to go. Here we go. The lefty delivers an in-play 48. Grounded to third. Over to first. For the 5-3 putout. Up comes Phil Garner. Here's the pitch to Garner. It's a tough 79. F8 put out. So 2 up, 2 down here in the top of the 9th as Jerry Roos has pitched well coming in. He has allowed 1 run, but 1 run only. That second one had me to pull him, but hasn't happened. That's a tough 13, and he strikes him out. So he closes it out. But now we go to the ninth. To Colby will come in the ninth. As Romo pitched well, and I'm always a little leery of Colby for some reason. He has blown some saves for me, but he's got quite a few. But here we go. Here's the pitch. I'm sorry this is taking so long. I'm just out of practice, but here we go. Here's the pitch to Russell. That's a tough 32. And that's going to be a leadoff single. By Russell. So runner on first. No threat to steal as Reggie Smith steps in. Here's the pitch. He could hit into a double play though. That's an in-play 55. The in-play 55 is a grounder to third. Up with it is Garner. Over to Stennett. Over to first for the 5-4-3 double play. And just like I was saying, there it came. 5-4-3 double play. 2 outs here in the bottom of the ninth as Steve Garvey steps in to Colby with the pitch. That's a wheelhouse, but it's a wheelhouse 74. Garvey takes it. He hits it hard. He hits it deep. Marino back to the warning track. On the track, leaps, catches, ball game as the Pirates close out the Dodgers here in Dodger Stadium with a final score of 8-5. And that'll be our game. I would go into the stats, but this is run a little long, so I hope if you come along, you'll enjoy